What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, you have two-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, now reigning WBO junior welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez, and his father, trainer, and manager, Teofimo Lopez Sr., absolutely clowning former lightweight title contender, now junior welterweight title contender, Mexican-American superstar boxer, King Ryan Garcia, and his performance last night in his comeback fight after suffering the first loss of his career, April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, against undefeated three-division, five-time world champion superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia was dropped in the second round and then stopped in the seventh round against Gervonta Tank Davis. He had his comeback fight against Oscar Duarte last night, and there was some head-scratching moments in this fight for Ryan Garcia. And one of the head-scratching moments in this fight for Ryan Garcia was the fact that he decided to just choose to use the modern day made famous defensive stance posture in the Philly shell or the shoulder roll. And we know that this has been made famous by the likes of James Toney and Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? The Philly shell shoulder roll defense, right? And with that said, Ryan Garcia, in his fight with Oscar Duarte, he was using and dominating the fight with his jab and his length and his hand speed and his combinations and his counter hooks. And then suddenly, defensively, he was fighting off the back foot. He was circling the ring, then stopping, resetting, making Oscar Duarte reset. And then out of nowhere, he just decided that he was going to use the shoulder roll defense. But in the manner in which he chose to use it, the posture he used, and the way it looked when he used it, it just looked absolutely awkward, okay? It was very awkward. It was very unorthodox. And he was getting countered with left hooks and right hooks to the body, and left hooks up top. It just looked very awkward, very out of place. And he stated that even his trainer, two-time trainer of the year, well-renowned future Hall of Fame trainer, Derrick James, told him to stop using the shoulder roll defense. Get out this shoulder roll defense. What are you doing with this shoulder roll defense? And told him, you're not Floyd Mayweather. So what are you doing? Stop doing it. And it baffled even the commentators, Sergio Mora and Sean Porter. It just baffled many people because he was using it for no real rhyme and reason, okay? He just decided to use it, and he even stated that he don't know why he used it. He said that it just felt like he should attempt to use it, and he just started to use it. And so Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Teofimo Lopez Jr., they stated that, what's going on in the sport of boxing, Teofimo Lopez Sr. never holds back, whether you like him or you don't. He never holds back, okay? He's honest. He tells his truth. He never, ever holds back, okay? He tells his truth, right? And so with that said, he says, what's going on in the sport of boxing? What are they doing today? He says it gets worse every week. We see something worse every week. And Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Teofimo Lopez Jr., they can say this because Teofimo Lopez Jr. is one of the most skilled, talented, well-rounded technique, skill fighters in boxing. Now, he had a hiccup when he fought George Kambosos Jr. and he got dropped in that fight. But that was because Teofimo Lopez Sr., Teofimo Lopez Jr., he just didn't see George Kambosos as a serious uh, threat to what he was doing. I think he very uh, underestimated George Kambosos Jr. And he started just looking for one punch, throwing haymakers, trying to knock out George Kambosos Jr., right? So more so than anything, it was that he underestimated George Kambosos. He got dropped in the fight. He dropped Kambosos in the fight. It still was a close fight. He just underestimated him, right? And he lost. Then I think he had a lapse where he got bored and wasn't motivated for a fight with Sandor Martin, and he arguably got dropped twice in that fight, and you can make a case that he arguably lost that fight, right, with Sandor Martin. But they only officially call one knockdown in the fight. But his technique doesn't lap, right? He doesn't slack in technique. There's just times where it looks like he has identity issues where on defense, he don't know, if he want to go in the high guard or he want to be aggressive. Sometimes he makes unnecessary adjustments. But for the most part, Teofimo Lopez, when it counts and at the highest level, when he faces Lomachenko, when he faces Josh Taylor, he dominates. And his technique ain't lacking. His skills ain't lacking. His ring IQ is at an all-time high in those fights. And he dominates those fights. With Ryan Garcia, I saw some people calling it the Mexican shoulder roll. And they were saying that, what is this version of the Mexican shoulder roll that Ryan Garcia attempted to use? Because he was leaning so far back with the shoulder roll and so tightly wound. And he was it almost looked like he was trying to avoid contact. It almost looked like he was, scared. Okay. Many people may, confuse it with him being scared. That's the way he looked, right? It was almost like he didn't want to get hit. It was like somebody that's balling up in the corner and saying, don't hit me, right? That was his version of the shoulder roll. And then Ryan Garcia said it was working for the few rounds it was working for. And then he said Oscar Duarte figured it out. And then he's like, okay, now it's time to go back to what I typically do. And he went back to the high guard. But then he started using unnecessary movement and was just circling the ring without being active offensively, nothing coming back. Just in the seventh round, he barely threw any punches, so he wasn't very active and the crowd started booing. But this is learning lessons for Ryan Garcia. Hence the reason why Ryan Garcia said that right now he's not ready for a fight with Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney. He stated that, this is just his first fight with well-renowned trainer Derrick James. They have some, work to do. They got their work cut out. And moving forward, he wants to have a fight with Rolando Rolly Romero for the WBA title. But he wants to take his time and take steps before he jumps in the ring with the likes of those types of fighters. So with that said, you can completely understand, Ryan Garcia has to buckle down in the ring, okay? And he has to buckle down with his discipline outside the ring. Follow the game plan. Don't just start doing things just because in your brain the switch was flipped and you said now is the correct time to use the Mexican version of the shoulder roll. And he could get away with that with Oscar Duarte, but he almost didn't, right? He was getting clipped with some big left hands and big right hands that could have cost him the fight, right? And if he does that against Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, the likes of those types of fighters, he's going to lose, okay? And he knows that. That's why he wants to use these fights, no disrespect to Rolando Rolly Romero, but he wants to use fights like Rolly as practice. You understand? It's live practice for him against these guys, and again, Rolly Romero's nobody's walk in the park. But technically and skill set, Rolly doesn't possess those things. He's not disciplined on defense. He leaves himself wide open. He leaves himself open to be countered. He gets overly aggressive. He overshoots himself, overshoots his punches. And, he unnecessarily uses movement as well. And he arguably lost to Ishmael Barroso. So, this, again, like I said, this new version of the Mexican shoulder roll, it just simply did not work. And you got Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Jr. absolutely clowning him. So shout out to Punch Drunk Boxing for this interview with Teofimo Lopez Sr. Shouts out to them, man. Many people didn't know what was going on when Ryan Garcia was using this version of the shoulder roll. So let's see how everything unfolds moving forward. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.